Okay, looks like we're live. Dooby 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 doo. How can I tell when this is working? Hey, there we go. Cool. So, looks like I'm live. This is the first time ever that I'm doing this. This is kind of exciting. Cool. Right, well, I'm Yanni Boy. I am hopefully going to be making a video game. I have no idea what I'm doing, so this should be interesting. Also, I have a baby that is currently sleeping and could wake up at any moment, killing the stream. So, not double jeopardy, but lots of jeopardy to play with. This is going to be fun. Okay, cool. So, let's start with, let's start talking about this video game. So I've had this crazy idea that I want to build a video game even though I've never built a video game before, and to make things fun, I'm going to be doing it all live, so people can see every mistake I make, and I'm going to be keeping everything open sourced and published as I go along, so at any point anyone can take my game and play with it and make suggestions, and I really want people to come along on the journey for this. I don't know if a single person is ever going to watch this. I'm probably not going to have anybody watching any of this for a while, but at some point some people might join in, and you know, I'd like people to have ideas and share them and kind of see this as like a crowd imagined project. Anyway, in the meantime, I have had this idea for a long time, and I think it might be fun, even just for me. But I want to the words are escaping me. But it's going to be a video game about basically a security guard in a supermarket. And this is going to be catharsis for all the times that I tried going shopping during the COVID era and didn't feel safe. Because it was too crowded, or people weren't following the rules. I mean, this is not going to be a game that is about bullying other people. I'm not trying to blame other people, and I myself have probably disregarded the rules as much as anyone else. So this is not what this is. But this is going to be a fun way of exploring what it would be like to be a legalistic persecutor of rule breakers. And maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but it's just going to be a way of dealing with that kind of pent-up emotion inside that couldn't really come out another way. Anyway, it's called Lockdown Patrol, or at least that's the working title. If I think of a better name, I'm not happy to change it. But yeah, so this is stream number 1, so for the main part I'm just figuring out how streaming works and trying not to make a hash of everything. But I've got a little bit of a plan here. I'm using a website called GitLab, which is a website that I use for work a lot, but basically this is going to be where I'm going to be planning all the different parts and tasks of the game and keeping track of my progress, and basically just making sure that my streams aren't completely directionless. But for stream 1 I've got a little planning document here, and I'm just going to be getting acquainted with Twitch streaming. I'm going to create a new Unity project, I'm going to create a player and a scene, and I'm going to start tracking stuff in version control. And that's basically what's going to happen, hopefully, if I don't break everything completely. But without further ado, let's jump into Unity. And we want to create a new game. We are going to call it Lockdown Patrol, and it's going to be a 2D game, and I think that's all we're going to do so far. Now we're just waiting for Unity to load. I know this is excellent. How do you call it? This is excellent TV right now because we're just waiting for something that hasn't started yet. Hopefully in a second. Man, I should have opened this beforehand. But I guess when you're creating a new program, you can't pre-create it. I wanted that to be on the stream, so now I can just be waiting. Oh, something crazy just happened. There we are. That looks more like it. So, okay, let's just resize it so it fits on the screen. And Unity is absolutely awful in terms of sizing. It's almost never going to fit properly. But we are going to make a start and see how we end up. Now, let's just get rid of some of these windows. Close everything. Close that. Close that. Close that. I want to be as focused as possible with all of this stuff so that people are always looking exactly what I'm looking at. Now, we've got a new project. What was on my list of things to do? Create the Unity project, and we're going to add a player and a scene. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Right, first things first. Let's have the scene window. And let's find the hierarchy. Which has got nothing in it. Good, that's what we want. And let's also get the inspector and pop that next to it. Okay, so my game is empty, nothing's happening at all. If I start playing the game, I've got a blue background because it's completely empty. Right, so the first thing we need to do is create a background or something, just so that we can have a placeholder for the actual art that we're going to be creating. We want to create an asset. What kind of an asset? Let's go with a square. Great, that's not done anything. Create a 2D game object. UI, canvas, panel. You see, I knew I should have done some more research before starting this. Ha! Okay, let's just go with the 2D object. Sprite. Yeah, this is going to be a brilliant stream, I can tell already. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, so I'm failing at that task. I'm not going to bother doing that now then. So let's instead try and create a player. We create an empty game object. I'm going to call it player. And we can tell that I've already failed miserably at creating objects on the page. So I'm going to now quickly find an icon that I can use for this. Let's find another window and use project. Yeah, this looks good. Let's have this. Oh, there's my square. Oh, look at that. Might not be a complete failure after all. Yay, we have a background. It's no longer blue. Fine. Right, I need to find an image. Let's have a look. Right. I have previously downloaded a bunch of free assets from the website that we can use as placeholders. Now, what's the best way of showing that? How can I change directory here? Can't seem to show anything outside of the project. Right, I'm just going to have to copy a load of stuff in. Right, that'll be fun. I'll just have to delete it all later. Okay, anyway, I'm going to drag this in. Hopefully we're going to just delete all of this in a minute, but it's the only way to look through things on screen. And I've just noticed you can't really see well what's going on there with my face in the way. There, that's better. Okay, so let's rename this folder and call it Players. Okay, so these are sprites. They're basically cropped up and collected images of players that can be used for animations and static images and all sorts. Let's just go with an Alex type person. Let's take him. So what are we going to do with this? We're going to copy, if I can find that somewhere. We're going to create a new folder and call it Assets. And there we're going to create a new folder and call it pardon me, Sprites. And hopefully if I paste it, is that going to work? Nope. That just moved it, but fair enough. I'm okay with that. Cool. Let's have a look in the inspector. Right, so this is a sprite. Let's figure that out. Sprite mode, we're going to go with multiple because there's multiple pictures in there. Pixels, I think that's 32, but we'll see in a second. Sprite editor. Okay, can we still see this? No, helpfully this isn't in the stream. Oh dear. How are we going to make all this work in the future, eh? For now, let's just go by reselecting the window. This one's called Sprite Editor. Right, well that's something I'm going to have to learn somehow. can't see what I'm doing with the sprites. That's going to make for some really good TV. Oh well, anyway, I've cut the image up into separate components. Okay, so I've got my player, and I think what I want to do is, first thing I want to do is I want to put him on the scene. That should hopefully have placed him in there somewhere. Maybe. No idea. Anyway, we need to add another component to this. We need to do sprite renderer 2D, I think. This guy for now. Oh, look, there he is. Wow, I mean, that's basically what I set out to do today. Great. So looking back at my task here, I was going to create a Unity project, create a player and a scene, and now I just need to start tracking stuff in version control. Now I read up about this earlier, and apparently Unity is not the easiest thing in the world to track properly in version control, so we are going to start by having a look, finding my project. Cool, so that is what my folder structure looks like. If you're not used to terminals, you're going to have to get used to this because I'm going to be working in terminal a lot. I'm going to initialize a Git repository. There we go, those are all my folders. Now, before I start committing stuff, I'm going to create a git ignore file so that we're not keeping every single file that Unity creates, because some of them are not going to be useful at all. Cool, there's much fewer files already. I like the sound of that. Now, I read an article that basically says there's some settings I should check before... Oh, you can't see what I'm looking at. There. I read in this article there's a few settings I need to enable first in Unity to make sure it works properly. So the first thing is Edit Project Settings Editor. So look at that. Edit Project Settings. And of course you can't see these. I'm going to have to find a better way of doing this. None of the pop-up windows are showing. Unless maybe I pop it here? There. Now you can see it. Okay, that's a start. Okay, was there something for version control? Visible meta files. I think that's what I want. Yep, so that was actually already configured. Great. I want ACID serialization to be force text. Okay. Yep, that's also already there. Great. So actually I didn't have to do anything. That was already pre-configured. Looks like Unity has caught up with people. Okay. In which case I am actually just going to have a go and see if that works. Right. actually, this is not what I want to do at all. And I've got the assets folder twice, so that's not great either. Okay, so let's make a few more changes first. Let's take the sprites folder and move that out. Delete that folder. Delete the empty folder. And we're also going to delete our players folder. If it lets me. It's not enjoying that. I forgot that saving is a thing apparently. So there's something in here that's not letting me delete. Great, not them. Okay, something in there. Remind me in a future stream to actually give some credit to the person who made all these images. Great. Okay. So I've done all of that. If we have a look, these are all the files that we are going to be tracking. Okay, that looks like it's a good amount and probably is right. Let's have a go with that. Right, we are going to do a git commit. This is going to be stream number 1. We have created a scene and player object. And of course, I'm the one who did that. Okay, so it's not liking my author. What if I don't specify an author? Okay, so now we need to push this up to GitLab so that it is publicly accessible and everyone can download my game, which is so good and so cool. Craziness. Okay, at some point there's actually going to be a playable game, at which point I think people are going to be much more likely to want to play this. But for now, let's just get something up. You can always improve at a later date. Okay, so what do I want to do? I forgot that I actually already created a README file. That might be a problem. Anyway, so let's get that. to link my local copy to my web service. And we're going to, which branch are we on? Master. Now it's going to tell me it can't do that because I have, yeah, I've already got something up there. So let's see if it'll let me override that. No, because I have override safety enabled. Right, how do we do that then instead? Delete. I have to rebase that. Nothing is ever easy. Da 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 da. Fingers crossed. Yes! I have made my changes and they are online. So I officially have a Unity project now that officially has things in it. And I can even go into my sprites and have a look at my lovely Alex character. Cool. So that's basically where I even wanted to end this. Let's just have a look at our progress. So I've created a project and I've created a player. And actually we can close these because they are done. They are not done very well or in much detail, but they are done. Then if I have a look, have I got a plan for the next stream? Yes, I do. Great. So stream number 2, planning. Player movement. That's what we'll be doing next time. We'll be moving our player around on the screen and we'll be animating it. Cool, so that's fun. In preparation for that, let me make some notes. Some things we should do next time should be give credit to the creator of the sprites and show website. Basically, I just got a bunch of sprites off of someone on, not Twitch, what's it called? Twitch is where we're streaming to. On Itch. Itch is a place where people share stuff about video games, and someone has basically been promoting their video stuff. Well, video stuff. Someone's built a package with a bunch of sprites, characters, objects, all sorts, and I got hold of that so that I wouldn't have to be drawing stuff live on stream because I'm not that great at drawing. Anyway, we should say where I should show on screen where I got those from, so I'll make a note of that for next time. Is there anything else that went really badly wrong? Yes. Show the need to practice checking the stream so I can actually see what people are seeing and you can see what I'm seeing, not just me talking about stuff that isn't actually happening on stream. Sorry about that. Cool. I should practice checking the chat just in case someone actually starts talking to me. Somebody might have even watched today, who knows? I have no clue. But if somebody is in the chat, I should be talking to them, so I need to check that. Find a way of showing pop-ups they weren't showing up on the stream, so that would give more context to people. It'd be really good if there was somebody watching this so they could tell me all the things I was doing wrong. But there aren't, so I'll have to think of it myself. Let's leave it at that for now. Well, I'm excited to finally getting started on this thing. It's been in my head for a really long time, and I'm also very excited to get to a place where you can actually start seeing what I mean, because trying to explain the ideas in my head is proving to be quite challenging. Anyway, stream number 1, over and out. See you next time.